Today we're going to talk about square numbers and area models. So before we begin, we need to understand a few common terms. So the first one we're going to look at is the word quadrilateral. So this is any shape with four sides and four corners. So those would be shapes like squares, rectangles, and so on. So that's a quadrilateral. A rectangle is just a quadrilateral that has four right angles. A square is a quadrilateral with four right angles and four equal sides. The area is the amount of space inside an object. So when we write area, we use the little squared symbol to indicate that we've written an area measurement. It's very important that we put the little squared symbol just after our unit of measurement. So we would want to write 25 centimeters squared to indicate that the shape has an interior area of 25 centimeters squared. If we write just 25 meters squared without the unit of measurement, well, that means we're going 25 times 25. So we don't want to do this when we're writing an area measurement. We want to make sure we include the unit of measurement when we're indicating the area. Perimeter is just the length around an object. All right. So now that we got some basic definitions out of the way, we're going to scroll down a little bit. We're going to skip past our investigate question today, and we're going to jump right into the connect. So when looking at the connect, it says when we multiply a number by itself, we square the number. So an example would be the square of 4 is 4 times 4, which equals 16. So we can write it as 4 squared equals 4 times 4, which is 16. So we say 4 squared is 16. Four squared is 16. 16 is a square number or a perfect square. Perfect square. And in our examples below here, hopefully we'll start to understand that a little bit more. So one way to model a square number is to draw a square whose area is equal to the square number. So if we look at our example question, it says show that 49 is a square number. So we already have our area model laid out in front of us, and we can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. So if we wanted to find the area of this square, all we need to do is take our 7 and 7, our two side lengths, and multiply them together to find out that that's 49. Well, that's the same as saying 7 squared. 7 squared, when we square a number, we just multiply it by itself. So 7 squared also equals 49. So we say 49 is 7 squared. Perfect. We'll just scroll down here and take a look at our next example question. So in order to find the perimeter of a square, we need to add all four sides together. So if you remember from our definitions, the perimeter of a shape is just the outside edges added together. So this example says a square picture has an area of 169 centimeters squared. So this is my picture on the side. I know that it has an interior area of 169 centimeters squared. So if I was trying to visualize that, I could think of it as 169 little tiny squares inside of this shape. I'm not going to draw them all because we'd be here forever. So our steps ask us in step 1 to find a number which when multiplied by itself gives us 169. Well, I know that it's not 12 times 12. I think it's going to be a little bit bigger than that. So I'm going to see if it's 13 times 13, because I know I need to try and find a number that's multiplied by itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and test 13 times 13 and see what I get here. So I'm going to go on the side, I'm going to say 13 times 13, and I'm just going to do some long multiplication. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 1 is 3. I'm going to place my 0, move to my next number. 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1. If I add these together, 9 plus 0 is 9, 3 plus 3 is 6, 1 with nothing above it gives us 169. So now that I figured out that 13 times 13 equals 169, and I know that this is a square because it tells us it's a square picture, that tells me that one of these sides is equal to 13 centimeters. Okay? Step 2 asks us to add all sides together to find the perimeter. Well, again, if I think of this as a square picture, that means each of these sides is 13 centimeters. So all I need to do to find perimeter is add all 4 sides together. So I'm going to go 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13. Once we've got all 4 sides added together, we should find out that we have a perimeter of 52 centimeters.